we need to talk about non-coplanar. And you notice I used non-coplanar down below, but I forgot to put the definition over here, so let's write it down. Points and lines, or you can say points, or we'll say or lines, not in the same plane. And again, if you talk about this, you have to name more than 3 points to describe that. And we use that example over here of being non-coplanar. Points A, B, and C are non-coplanar. So it's the idea behind that. Well, we only have 2 postulates left, which are the foundational ones of all of geometry. So I just get so excited when I talk about them. These make lines always be straight and planes always be flat. They don't curve. And the first one is the following. If 2 lines intersect, which means meet. So please understand, when you see the word intersect, it means meet. Then they intersect in exactly 1 point. Now, what does that mean? Well, look, here I got my 2 lines. When they hit, how many times did they hit? Once. That would be your point. Now, they don't always label that. Like, if I put a point A here, that means the same thing as if I drew it like this, and there's an A. There's no, they don't always put the points there because we know when they intersect, they only intersect at a point. The reason why it has to be that way, if I intersected at 2 spots, what would happen to my lines? They'd end up what? Curving. Well, I don't want that. I want 1 spot, so that doesn't work. So that makes my lines always straight. And then we have our last postulate here. It says if 2 planes intersect, then they intersect in exactly 1 line. Now, think about it as a folded piece of paper. If I fold this piece of paper and then I lift it up like this, okay, you can see I'd have this plane right here and the plane down below. What did I get when I formed that? If you looked carefully, you get that lovely crease, which is an actual line. So it's like 2 walls in their corner, right? Like they intersect right at that line. So that's how I think about it. Now, how would you draw something like this? Well, I would draw a parallelogram being horizontal here. I'd draw another one going up and down, and I dash and then go solid again. And the line of intersection would be right here. So where 2 planes intersect, they form a line. And it's absolutely that way. Now, let's do some examples. I'm not going to do very many of these, but I just want to make sure you understand how these all work and how correct notation are huge. And knowing your information is huge. You need to be studying your notes every day. So like for instance, right away I go name line A, B in another way. So I need to do connect the points. Where's A and B? It goes on forever. So I name it in another way. I picked a different point. I picked C. So I go line AC. Now you could have picked line BA or something like that, but it works. Here's another one. Give 2 other names for plane Q. Well, Q, that means this is the plane. I have to name at least 3, and we're going to do non-collinear points. We're going to go AEB, and we're going to go plane, let's go DCB. Okay, I like B today. To name it, and we play connect the points, and we know that. Now, here it says, why is EBD, this one right here, not an acceptable name for plane Q? Why? Because they are collinear points. Now, what big deal is that? They're in the same plane. Well, I can have a plane go through it also because of 2 intersecting planes. They can contain the same line. And since they're on the same line, there can be more than 1 plane that contains it. So that's really because of our last postulate. And then you have to go through and decide if things are collinear or non-collinear, like line AB and point C. Are those on the same one? So yes. So you have to do some identifications. So you talk about things being co-planar or not. Like look number 13. I have F, A, B, and D. Now look, A, B, and D are on the same plane. So those are coplanar. But the instant I take the fourth point off, it's no longer with them. That made them non-coplanar. Now, how about plane Q and EC? A line EC. Yeah. Are they coplanar? Yes. So, pretty simple. All right, now, huge is intersection points. Well, we had two postulates about intersections. If two lines intersect, they intersect at a point. If two planes intersect, they intersect in a line. So like here, I have line GK intersects line LG. Notice they intersect right here. Well, that's point G. Now we're going to do the same things for lines. Here we have planes. Planes HJN, so it's going to be this back one back here, and plane GKL, which is the front one. Now, if it's front and back, are they going to touch each other? No. So we'll sit there and say no intersection. Pretty cool. Let's do another one. Let's do plane GLM. So we're going to do the top line here this time, the top plane, and LPN, which is this one right here. Do those two come together to intersect? Yeah, right here at LM. So we go line LM. Do not tell me point L and point M. There's an infinite number of points between them. That's line LM. So I'm really liking this one. So it's so cool. How about the next one? Oh, let's do another one. This is like the following for 25. Are A and C collinear? Well, are 2 points always collinear? Yes. Are D, A, B, now those are on the same plane, and C coplanar? No, because one is off. That's the type of stuff you're going to be doing in your notes. Hopefully it gives you some ideas of where to go and to work with it. And don't be afraid to work with your notes open while you're doing your homework.